200,000 mastery into Shen, and seriously, fuck this weak-ass champion. Literally no snowball potential, which makes it impossible to use it to go climb out of low elo hell. I'm just kidding, guys. But welcome to my guide on how to turn your Shen into the single most broken lane bully in this entire video game. During the last week, I've recorded a bunch of different clips of me murdering some top laners, and I am going to explain to you how you can do the exact same. But first of all, you might be wondering, what is this forbidden technology that you're advertising in your thumbnail? And let's get into that. Right, biscuit delivery a couple patches ago got changed, so before it already gave 12% if you're missing HP, since Shen was not a mana user, but now gives 90 total bonus HP if you consume all 3 cookies, which equates to about 240 gold worth of HP. The inspiration tree gives you access to approach velocity, which whenever you taunt someone or get a drag through, you run at them with an additional 15% movement speed. And now you might be saying, well, what about the damage from a sudden impact? And well, if you get an extra auto attack from approach velocity, which often you will get, and I will show that in the clips, just a single Q auto attack will pretty much negate the damage you would have gotten from sudden impact. So I think this rune is just way better. Plus, Biscuit Delivery will end up out-healing sudden impacts damage by quite a lot as well. At least in the early game. The only thing that feels bad not having is Ultimate Hunter. And to compensate for the lost ability haste, I'll pretty much always go Ionian boots rather than any of the resistance boots. Keep in mind that Ionians plus Cloth Armor or Ionian plus Null Magic Mental is the same exact stats. You're just trading ability haste for the passives. So just keep that in mind. And I have some data to back this up from Lolalytics over the past month. Cookies on approach velocity do have a much higher win rate, it seems. Although it is a lot less games. That's all. No other rune really stands out the same way. And it's just a big difference between Cheap Shot and Sudden Impact, by the way. You can tell that it's mainly the good Chen players that are taking this one. But it seems to be a viable alternative for not just me. It is 20,000 games played fairly recently. So yeah, let's get into the games and see what these runes can actually do. Right, first matchup, a Gangplank. I don't play the level 1 ideally. I thought I could get the barrel here, let him get his passive auto attack for relatively free. Take that E into my face, another auto. It's not great, but now pay attention to my health bar because I know that he has a longsword and I've D-shield second wind. I end up healing it all back basically. Well, I ate a pot as well. But so just through D-shield second wind, I'm healing everything up. And now he's lost control over the wave entirely. I can do whatever I want to the wave. He can't really walk up anymore. That just gives me free reign to get level 2. That's why you shouldn't necessarily be afraid to trade Gangplank level 1, even if you lose out on the trade. I think most Gangplank players these days do like longsword start. I've seen like Ruby Crystal. Very funky stuff. But yeah, Skew at this point doesn't really deal damage. What you want to do in every lane where your opponent lets you get the push, you just on a hold onto the push, maybe slow push. I'm not permanently auto-attacking these minions. I want to delay my crash a little bit. Now I do ward here in case the enemy jungle does some funky level 2, level 3 gank, which can always happen. But yeah, at this point, you just want to look for any trade possible. Now I'm allowed to put my blade very deep into the lane. And I know that his wave is going to be pushing back into me. right, into this direction. So I want to keep my blade here, so that as soon as the wave starts pushing and he walks up, I can instantly punish him for it. Right now, not much happening. I do instantly look for any trade that I can get, even though this wasn't the greatest HP-wise, just because I did take that tower shot. I just want his health bar to go as low as possible. Now again, I don't use my W very well then, but I just want that grass water. Because now he's in a bit of a predicament. He's low on mana, he's low on HP, because I was constantly trading him. Even if it wasn't a good trade, I just went for the trade anyway. So now he's low HP, and the wave is pushing away. So now he has two choices. Either risk his life to get this wave under my tower, like over here, or he can recall right now and use his teleport, meaning I will have summon advantage. I still have a lot of HP, so I can heal up a lot. And he will end up losing about 4 minions if he recalls right now. If he doesn't recall right now, he's just under permanent threat of getting run down by me. And he, I think if I ignite him early, he actually just dies through the Grievous wounds. But yeah, I didn't anticipate him to W that early. My bad. But still, this even if he just recalls right now, this puts me in a great position because my Ignite is only a 3-minute cooldown. His teleport is a 6-minute cooldown. So for 3 minutes, I will have a summoner advantage. Plus the wave is pushing towards me, so if we both recall, I end up losing less minions than he does. He will teleport, so obviously that will even out. But I won't be losing that much. But he realizes this, and he already pinged his Elise to come up. So now he's in a position where either he can look for a play, or he's in a losing position. That's why he feels forced to walk up to me here. He thinks he can bait me out to cancel my recall, but I just flash on top of him. And now Elise thinks she can do something, but really she can't. So I just have too much HP. Especially now that I eat my biscuit and I heal everything back up. And I think we misplayed this a little bit. Could have probably killed her. But still. Also look, Gangplank teleports back to lane, but what can he do really? People don't like taking Ignite on Shen because they feel like once they've used it, they always get into bad lane states. He can't realistically punish me here. I take the barrel. Gangplank can't help Echo here, so he has free reign to invade Elise. I do ping him in case he does run off. But yeah, Echo just does his thing. And Gangplank's struggling to slowly but surely push in this wave. Okay, this is where the forbidden Shen technology comes in. Okay, usually you're not gonna get this much jungle attention. This game's kind of an exception. But still, you wanna look for these plays where you buy some ability ace, you recall, and you instantly ult back to lane. I could have maybe bought a refillable potion here, but don't think Gangplank will really be able to do anything at this point. Because now he's just so far behind. If you pay attention to the wave state, because he pushed it a little bit, I can just keep it frozen right here. He's going to lose this wave. He's going to lose a bit of this wave as he walks back to lane. And the game is just won for me at this point. On to the second game, Rumble. Which is a pretty annoying lane, like I will be honest. But there are some tricks you can use to get ahead regardless. Now usually all they do is play super far back, super safe with level 1, and just eat a wave. You can use this to your advantage by basically level 1, Rumble's not really a champion. So if he's stupid enough to walk up, you can instantly punish. And if he's just using E's to last hit, often he will not have it on cooldown in time to get some last hits. Let's see, I'm about to hit my level 2 and he can't really walk up to the wave because of my Q. Now, this might look like a miss, but really what I wanted to do is place the blade. So that as soon as my Q gets back up, he can't walk up to the wave again. Just ensures that at no point in the early game does he have push on me. Because when he has push, that's when he's able to really poke you out. He's getting pushed in, he can't really poke. And now he thinks he can last it because he has his Q up. Now you just get a massive chunk. I was thinking about Ignite flashing there, but I don't think it would have killed. So I just keep pushing. Put 2 points into Q actually, because Rumble doesn't deal damage with his auto attacks. Unless he's like overheating. And I don't think he's overheating right now. And now what you just do is you E, you taunt, you ignite, flash after him, and boom. Now if you pay attention to the wave, I'm ahead 5 CS already. And he's about to lose all of this gold and experience. That is why these slow pushes into dives are so OP. He's gonna come back to lane. The wave is going to push back into me, actually. And you won't ever be able to walk up again, like getting punished really hard. At this point, Rumble's just out of the game. And this game's going to be an example where you might E-start because of an invade. Classic. Shaco sets up in the bush, enemy wants to prevent him from stacking his boxes. Obviously, they don't expect me to be here. I end up securing the last hit here. I do just decide to buy boots, so it's not gonna make a massive difference in lane. But still, usually E-start is considered to be a very big disadvantage. Now, how do you play the level 1? Especially against a strong level 1 champion such as Jax, if you don't have Q. Well, here, I was able to bait out his E. What you always want to do against Jax is, imagine he has his E range. You want to keep walking in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out of it. In order to bait him out to use it, as you're just on the edge and you're able to click back. And the important part now is not to get intimidated by him and to just keep on hitting the wave. He has Conqueror, by the way, and I have Grasp, so just trading auto for auto is always going to be really good for me. Here, my E comes back up, so just want to run at him, get behind him, and E through him, so I get back into my own wave. First of all, he draws minion aggro, so he's gonna take a lot more minion damage than I will. Basically, all these minions are hitting him. And I'm not forced to extend the trade, because obviously Jax with his passive and with Conqueror is going to be much stronger in longer trades. Now he's gonna try and E me. Obviously he won't take minion damage there. But now he can't actually continue the trade, because I've already out-traded him. I would kill him if he just kept running at me. And now it's kind of a race for level 2, although he's missing a lot of gold now that he can't really walk up to the wave without E. Even though he hits level 2 here, notice how he can't really do anything, because essentially it's the same as level 1. His E is still on cooldown, he can't really walk up. And as soon as I hit level 2, I could just run at him. And if he ever presses E, this is the big trick against Jax, this is what completely negates this champion in this matchup. You E through him, you instantly get the drag through, and with the 15% bonus movement speed, he can't kite you at all. Now he's gonna try and flash here, but he's just dead. And I might say, oh, he has teleport. Teleport is broken. What do you do with Ignite in this wave state? Well, already it's pushing into me. Sure, it's hard to find the recall. So what do? We don't recall at all. Is that just because Shaco could walk up here and punish Jax? Although partially because of that. Because we have D-Shield, because we have Cookie's second wind. Okay, I just completely outspaced them, by the way. Look at this. Now I have NC as well. Hey, you can't really threaten a lethal here, because even if he pushes the wave in, I'm relatively safe under my tower. He can't really gank me, he can't really do anything without just getting taunted. So this is just very chill for me. It's basically the same as if neither of us have died, because he didn't really have gold to spend. Now yeah, think about recalling, but then again, Jax doesn't have any gold to spend. And he shows himself, which he shouldn't have. But he shows himself anyway. He just doesn't have the items, despite his teleport back to lane. So all I do here is I threaten him. He pretends that he's gonna walk up for a last hit. But obviously he knows he's not allowed to. Oh, he's just bored. He just wants a last hit. Now neither of us really trade damage though, because I block, he blocks. Jax doesn't do anything fancy, so we just crash the big wave. It's a perfect spot for a recall. And now as soon as we get to lane, of course, make sure to ward. And this is where the bullying begins. He has no teleport. The wave is pushing into us. He has less HP and less items. He thinks he's allowed to farm, but he is not. Now, the reason I don't keep running at him here, like, you might ask, why did you let him get his minion? It's because I want this to still push into me. So I have to walk into the bush to drop aggro. As soon as I'm here, the minions will stop attacking me and attack my wave instead. So that's just very important to keep in mind. Now here, I think if I get a drag through, actually, with Ignite he's dead. But yeah, I still want my wave to be thinner than his. I'm just gonna cancel his recall really quick. Yeah, at this point he's forced to lose cannon XP, cannon gold. Just a really bad spot for him. Which he knows, which is why he's actually staying somehow. I don't know what he's thinking. I'm guessing Ivan is ready to come bail him out. But here I'm thinking I can just dive him with Shaco. But Shaco's adamant, he doesn't move. I just ignite him here to get his health a bit lower. But yeah, Shaco doesn't want to die, so all I do is I stand in front of him. He realizes I am not going to let him farm. Now Ivan takes over the wave, checks recalls, and Jax's game is pretty much over. I'm just too ahead at this point for him to really outscale. Unless he gets some massive shutdown. Even then, he's just behind at XP. And it's pretty much GG. Now, Jax is considered one of the hardest matchups for Shen, by many. Now, a little trick with approach velocity is I almost pulled it off here. But with approach velocity, you can just run into Darius whenever he tries to Q you. Didn't quite work though. But the very important thing to keep in mind in this matchup is to not be intimidated. You want to always look for mistakes. There I did it. The approach velocity actually made him run into his inner ring. Meaning he doesn't get the extra damage, the extra healing. But yeah, here he tries to Q the wave to get level 2. And he does get level 2. And I don't get to level 2 because that minion didn't die. But it doesn't matter because if you just run at this guy, he doesn't actually win. Darius players are so used to just winning automatically. Yeah, that's what you pretty much always want to look for. Now here, the fact that you don't have teleport is not really a big deal. Because you just push the wave. Because of the fact that you looked for level 2, you kept kept the prior. You should always have a good angle to crash the wave before you recall. I would not want to rely on a teleport in these sort of lanes because that just removes any kill pressure you might have. This Gwen happens to be a friend of mine. But don't let that distract from the fact that I messed up my Q. I didn't expect him to move up there, honestly. Yeah, usually you should be able to win these level 1s if you actually get your drag through, unlike me. But now the important bit is to just always hit your wave and to not let Gwen get 3 stacks. And if she ever goes for last hits without you, you just run her down. Don't let trades get too long, obviously. Most Gwen players do take Conqueror still. But if you get level 2 soon here, well, before Gwen, and she ever walks up, that's just an easy first blood. Gwen knows this, so he's really far behind the wave. I don't think I end up denying her any experience. That's something you want to do if you notice early on that the enemy is playing very safe. You push a little bit slower and look to deny experience, because experience snowballs super hard in the early game. Now this is usually a very awkward spot because you can't really crash the wave because you don't have wave clear. Gwen does have wave clear. You don't want to do what I just did there and completely ruin your blade placement. Nothing. Let that be a lesson. But yeah, because of the fact that I have cookies, I'm not really threatened of getting poked out of lane. But I do want to be very careful here. Just want to get the experience, but I don't want to walk into Gwen's face when she has a Q3. Unless I can instantly trade back with empowered Q. Such as that. But yeah, very scary to just taunt in here. Because she just runs me down. So you want to always, 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 always look to place your blade here. I don't see enough Shen players do this. You just want to walk up on this line and make sure your blade is placed and it's not sitting somewhere over here. On spots like that, ideally you get the drag through as well. But this is supposed to be a realistic example, not perfect gameplay. I'm not showing off how good of a player I am. I'm just trying to show you how anyone can win these lanes. So now, both of us are really low. Both of us have Ignite, which is important to keep in mind. Now here you threaten with the empowered Q as usual. He actually times his W really well though to deny me the drag through. Very good by him. But the cookie does keep me in the lane, and because I just healed up, he's actually not able to win this matchup. I think Gwen players go for that, just out of muscle memory, but obviously we're just too big. We've eaten too well. This is where not having TP sucks. Obviously, we'd still rather have Ignite to get that kill in the first place. But here what we do is we strategically taunt him in the ult chat, because I know that he's reading us. He thinks, ooh, a low HP Shen, and I can get my revenge. I have items, he doesn't. But what he doesn't know is that I'm just built different. Just that he just doesn't have the damage. And Volibear's another matchup where I'm really surprised that people actually struggle with and ban him. Now here I'm getting caught off guard by the fact that he's actually in the top bush. Usually Volibear players, well, they will sit here and they will just eat a wave and try and get push early, which they shouldn't be able to, because you can always threaten the drag through right here. He's actually very smart. I think this is like a German second division player. Like not a bad player. So he knows that he can cheese me by sitting in this bush level 1. And without the drag through, he's allowed to push a bit better. But still, as soon as my Q gets up, he doesn't really have any window to trade me anymore. I just have way more damage than he does. Exhibit A. Also, a really nice thing against Volibear is his passive, it might look like it deals damage, actually heals you because it keeps proccing Second Wind and Doran Shield. That's something to keep in mind. Now here I'm not able to quite get level 2 in time. Volibear is very annoying because he does just get to push you in. But we do want to look for a bit of an outplay on that tower. Now I can't quite hold it and freeze, because again, he did cheese me with that top push. But I have a different play planned in mind. And we miss our E on purpose to give him a false sense of security. Alright. He's gonna hit level 3 here. He's gonna think that he's really strong. Well, we hit level 3 as well. But your W denies pretty much all of Volibear's kit. Ignore the fact that I didn't block his W, I believe it is. Boom. Boom, what up? And now, even though we don't have TP, he loses this entire wave, even if he teleports back in. We lose a lot less, because as we get back to lane, this is gonna be frozen for a while. It will crash eventually, but it'll just focus the cannon minion. So these minions we do still get. Very nice. Now I did kill him 2 times after that with some jungle support assistance, which I'm not gonna show because that's just a bit unfair. I'm just gonna show off how easy this lane is, because look, I block his damage there. I chunked his entire health bar pretty much. Now this is how he bait them. He gets a W mark, right? Everyone knows if you get Volibear 2 Ws in a row, you can't really beat him. So he knows that. He thinks I'm kiting him because I don't want to give him a second W. But he sees that I'm mispositioned, and his brain instantly switches onto, I have to get on top of Shen. He doesn't have W. He has this W mark. I can get this just before it refreshes, before it's gone. What he doesn't realize is, after that, I can just run him down, deny him his third W, and murder him. Because he's so tunnel visioned. A lot of Volibear players will just go for the second W without a second thought. So that's how you continuously kill this guy in lane. Urgot matchup is a bit of a tricky one, because he has so much damage level 1. But so do you with Empowered Q, so right there couldn't do too much. Approach velocity also very nice in this lane, because he has a lot more range than most top laners. He's actually capable of kiting you. So that's why I really, really like this rune. Even though I like it into melee matchup, into range is where you really feel the difference. Again, we want to get level 2 without getting poked out too much. Now he greets for the minion, which means we get a chunk. Misses his E, but I can't really keep fighting for much longer because he has W and I don't have my Q up. Bit tragic. But again, the approach velocity movement speed let me actually get an extra auto attack there, I'm pretty sure. Which is why I do prefer over cheap shot. And now we almost get him in kill range. He flashes out. But you know what I'm thinking. I want to dive this guy. I think he's overstaying. So we push, we push. And obviously this is just an easy taunt, flash, ignite. Well, sometimes you miscalculate damage, and things like this happen, where the enemy survives on 5 HP. I wanted to keep this clip in, first of all, because everything that I did was pretty much correct. And I want you to remember that it's okay to go for limit tests in these kind of situations. Because even though I die, like, I'm not losing anything. He has to clear this entire wave. I will catch the upcoming wave. All he really got was 300 gold. Right, this isn't really a big deal. I can still win the game. It would be much worse if I tried to limit test under my own turret and lost this wave under my turret. Yeah, just keep that in mind. Don't be afraid to go for dives, because you should hopefully learn after a couple failed attempts. I'm kind of shocked by how many players actually ban Fiora. And in my mind, it's a very unplayable matchup. I just want you to go into the game with the mindset that you can outplay her, and most likely she will outplay herself. I think it's Baus who said that Fiora players tend to outplay themselves the most often. But yeah, same principle as always. You want to place the blade behind them, punish them for walking up, and easily taunt flash. He doesn't expect it. He didn't see it coming. You're not allowed to farm. And now you might think she has TP gap, but really, what can she do? She can't threaten the freeze here. We have too much HP. Even if I somehow lost more HP, if I had to maybe taunt under a tower to get a kill, I still have a pot, I still have cookies. She can't threaten the freeze here at all. I get all of my last hits. And this sets me up for a very easy recall. And now you might say, well, how do I punish her now? She's level 4, she has a big wave, we just taunt in anyway, we don't care. W's a broken spell. Now Fiora's gonna look for a recall, but what if I tell you I am not going to let her? And now she's actually gonna continue to fight, and in her mind she thinks that she can maybe kill me, or at least get us both low, in the bad way said. What she doesn't realize is that I have cookies. I'm healing like 300 health in this fight. And now she can either recall or try and outplay. And as I've said, Fiora players will just outplay themselves. Now last and least, the single lowest win rate Shen matchup. I'm not gonna reveal it yet, as we are getting invaded. I might think, oh yeah, in a really rough matchup, you might not want to E-start, but I want to E-start. I want to kill the strings. Why wouldn't I? But yeah, we are late to lane. We have no Q. And we are up against Mordekaiser. Now E-start's kind of awkward. We want to go for very short trades. We don't want to let him get his passive off. Obviously want to make sure that when he Qs you, he hits a minion as well, because his isolated Q damage is much higher. But don't be afraid to just go for trades with empowered Q. You always want to eat out to make the trade shorter. He doesn't realize that I can get another drag through, so he's actually forced to recall here. We don't let him. I cancel him again actually. I don't think he should have. But now we have a very big XP lead from this alone. But this is where the lane might get a little bit awkward. He gets back to lane. Right now we are level up, so whenever he goes to farm, we can still trade him. But soon he will level up, and he's gonna look to freeze the wave. And what could we possibly do? We get hit on purpose, right? We want to get low, because we want to mind control him into thinking he can run us down. And again, he thinks he has Conqueror stacks, he has his passive up. He can just kill us. But we eat our cookie. He doesn't have W up anymore. He pulls us in, and we just auto him. I didn't expect him to not have his W up, but even if he doesn't E us there, I just flash auto him. So yeah, not that intimidating when you actually look for every single mistake that most Mordekaiser players will make. And now you might say, well, with levels, like the early game is fine, but with levels, he kind of just stat checks me. And well, when you have items, he doesn't, at least at level 5 he doesn't. Now here, I'm pretty sure I could kill him by myself. Nice little Q flash here. But we do give the kill to Lee Sin. A little flip to assert our dominance. But yeah, I always prefer to give my teammates the kills though, because I already won the lane. I want the rest of my team to win as well. And you can just keep doing this. Whenever he comes back to lane, just run at him. Don't be afraid. Do kite him a little bit once he gets his Conqueror stacks. He's playing a bit back even though he might think he wins, because he does have to respect my jungler. But I'm pretty sure I would get a solo kill here. Eason does come in for the assist, but you can't tell me this wouldn't have been a solo kill. And now you might say, oh, it doesn't matter when Mordekaiser hits level 6. When he has level 6, you just can't do anything. And to that I say, you kind of just kite him. And you don't let him play in his ult. Then as soon as it runs out, you kind of stat check him again. And now this is where I know a lot of you will get scared and will recall and let him just get the wave. But no, we fight this guy. We don't back down. Right? I don't care that he's all the items and all the HP. Right? We dodge that, we run at him. Boom, boom, boom. Taunt out to deny him this passive. Again, threaten the empowered Q. Boom, boom. I block some of his Q damage by standing in the minions. Charge on powered auto attacks, like he's completely dizzy. Look at the movement speed while running with him out. And he has no choice but to run out. Honestly, I think I could have killed him with Q flash, but I realized a bit too late. Now we'll slowly push our way to his tower. Bit of a Soraka gap, but we just E-flush. And, well, that was a bit of a miscalculation on my end. But look, he's dizzy. He doesn't expect the movement speed. We're just too quick. Right, good luck with this broken technology in your rank games. If you liked the video, like, subscribe. Got some more recordings coming up hopefully soon. And that's it for now. See you.